Hey guys, it's Tiffany. Today I did a look that is probably my #1 most requested look ever since I started my channel for sure, and that is bridal makeup. Now there is not a specific way to wear your makeup when you get married or when you're doing it for someone else. You really just have to take into consideration the person. If they wear a lot of makeup, then maybe you should do something a little more dramatic. If they don't wear any makeup hardly, then you're definitely going to want to tone down the colors. Maybe instead of using such dark browns, you could tone it down and use lighter browns. So just kind of keep that in mind. I really think the key here is to keep the lid natural. You can do a smoky, you can do thick liner, you can smoke it out, kind of like I did. You can have a really defined crease, but make sure that you always kind of keep that lid a little bit neutral. And I think that's kind of what defines the look. So I really did my makeup as close as I could to how it was on my wedding day. I really hope that you guys enjoy it, and I hope that it's definitely helpful for some of y'all that might be getting married or are getting ideas for wedding makeup to do on other people. So definitely keep watching if you want to see how to do this, and I hope you like it. Okay, I'm going to get started in a minute, I promise, but I want to talk a little bit about foundation and stuff because I'm not going to show that. I have a lot of videos where actually I do that. So for weddings and stuff, for events, I like to use liquid foundation. I have very oily skin, so I like to use the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. Use something that's suited to your skin type that's, obviously going to hold up the best throughout the day. Use a primer. The MAC Previn Prime SPF 50 is going to be the best for long wearing. I do love my Makeup Forever All Matte Primer, but this one is really going to hold that makeup on, and it's going to keep it from settling. It's going to keep it from gooping up and streaking if you're oily. If you're dry, it's going to keep it from, it's going to keep your skin from drying out and looking flaky. It's very good stuff, so I would definitely recommend that. Something to think about though, this may probably scare a lot of you, but with SPF and photography, especially at a wedding, sometimes it can, especially if you have darker skin, it can kind of make like a halo effect, like a ghosty effect around, your cheeks and your chin and areas that might, I don't know. So definitely think about that with SPF. You may want to opt for something different. My next choice would be the All Matte Makeup Forever. Even if you don't have oily skin, I think that one's going to do a better job of holding your makeup on and in place than the regular MAC Prep and Prime will. Okay, so now that I've said that, let's get started. Okay, so first, to prevent creasing, I applied Urban Decay Primer Potion from my lid all the way up to my brow. Then I'm going to use my Painterly Paint Pot just to really kind of smooth everything out. I'm going to use this, it's kind of like a concealer brush from Coastal Scents to spread it, just because my 217 brush that I normally like to use for this is dirty and I don't have time for it to dry. If you're similar to my skin tone, use this. If you're not, then grab a concealer or another paint pot or base type product that is similar to your skin tone, because we're just evening it out. Alright, so for the crease color, I want to start with a lighter color. I'm not going to go in with the darkest brown first because I don't want it to stick to the base or smudge or anything funny. So I'm going to use Soba. It's a really pretty light tan color. And I'm putting that right into the crease. And I'm just going to go down and kind of connect it, making kind of a really messy kind of outer V shape, maybe just like more of an oval, rounded shape. You can kind of extend that up a little higher than you normally, than you're going to apply your darker crease color. This is just going to make it look really blended when it peeks out from under that darker shade. Alright, so when that's all blended, you're going to take a dark brown. I'm going to use Espresso, and I'm going to put it down with a 272 brush. If you're going to use this for your crease, you can see that one side is longer because it goes at an angle, and then it goes, inward, and it gets shorter. I'm going to dip it into the color so that the tip, or the longer side, is getting the most color on it. You see that? And touch that longest part of the brush, the point, right into your crease and blend inward. And this makes a really, really great crease brush. if you're applying a darker color, or especially for looks where you don't want the crease color to extend very far on the lid. It really stops that color from traveling too far downward. Alright, then just get a little more color on the brush, and you're going to connect it right down to the lower lash line so that this will make more of an outer V shape. You see that? Then you can take a blending brush. This is a 222 crease brush, and blend, blend, blend. Alright, then when that color is pretty blended, you're going to take that pointed brush and go straight underneath your lower lash line, kind of connecting it to the outer edge of that color. Go in about a half of the way. Then I'm going to take some soft brown and a fluffier crease brush, like a 222 or a 224, and just swirl it along the outer tip of that color on top. I'm just going to do my brow highlight, and I'm going to take my, what color am I going to use? Oh, I used vanilla eyeshadow. And I'm just going to use on that same brush, just to blend first. Then, if you want more of a concentrated color, then take a more dense brush. This is a 227. And dab it on, with the most color being closest to the eyebrow. Okay, so no, I have not forgotten the lid color. I do that last for this. And you can really do anything that you want. You can do more of a like creamy natural shade. You can do a matte shade. You can do a shade that's, has a little bit of shimmer to it. I used a light pink, and I used, what is it called? I should know. Sweet Lust. And it's this color right here. It's a luster, so it's going to have a little bit of shimmer to it, like some flecky shimmer. So be really careful when you apply it, because you don't want to get any fallout. I'm going to use a large 252 brush, and I'm just going to pat it right on the area where there's no color, and blend it into that brown. Then to really lighten up the inner corner of the eye, I'm going to take just any kind of small brush, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take Mylar, which is a really light kind of satiny color, just has a little bit of sheen to it, and I'm going to apply it right here, right below my tear duct on the lower area. Alright, now where liner is concerned, I kind of stay away from pencil liner if I'm going to do something like for an event, or if I know that my makeup is going to have to really last all day, especially for a wedding. So I'm going to use the Rapid Black Penultimate Liner. I know on my wedding day, I think I just used the Maybelline like waterproof liquid eyeliner. But this stuff is really great. It's very precise. So I'm just going to draw on a very thin line. Alright, so if you like a more defined line, leave it like that, but you can kind of see the difference in both sides, that this one's a little softer. So I'm going to do one of my favorite little tricks. I did this in my my eyeliner video. I think it was one of my first videos I posted, if not the first. You take carbon eyeshadow, or any kind of color, dark brown, whatever that matches your liner. In this case it's carbon because I used black. Take a 208 brush, or any kind of really small angled brush, and you're going to pat it right over that liner. At this point I'll apply some waterproof mascara, but since I'm not really getting married today, I'm just going to use my Plush Lash, the regular black. Okay, also, if you want a more dramatic line, not a more dramatic line, but if you just want to bring a little bit more darkness and a little more of a smoky effect to your eye, you can take a pencil brush like a 219, dip it into carbon, and you know, take that one step further and smudge the line using one of these. For the cheeks, I have already applied all my stuff, all my foundation and everything, but I always usually do my cheeks last. So what you want to do is find a color. You don't want to go overboard on your cheeks for your wedding especially. And I'm going to use the Smashbox O Glow. You definitely want to use something like first put down a gel or first put down like a cream color base or a cream blush, then the powder blush. If you have oily skin, don't do the cream blush. It's not going to hold up very well. I have a video on how to make your blush last all day where I use the cream color bases first, or then you could use, you know, like, I don't know, a shade like Pink Vivid in a paint stick if you apply it very lightly. So what you're going to do is make sure that your hands are clean, obviously. I'm going to put a little bit of the O Glow on my hands and get it warmed up, just so that it'll start to react a bit. And then I'm just going to pat it on my cheeks. And I want to blend it with a brush. So all I did right there was just pat it on. I'm just going to take a 168 brush and go around the edges and kind of blot where the color is. It's not really showing up too well on the camera, but it's very bright in a good way. Alright, so that gives my cheeks a really natural flush. Alright, then I'm going to take a pretty blush to put over it that is kind of bright as well. I'm going to use Pink Swoon, which really matches that O Glow almost exactly. I'm just going to swirl that on. That just makes you look really healthy and really flushed. Adding this powder on top is really going to seal that color in and make it really, really last. Alright, so next we want to add just a little bit of highlight. You don't have to use a really light highlight shade, or if you do, like I'm going to use the Emphasize Shade Powder. You definitely don't want to apply too much because you don't want it to look too light in pictures and stuff. I'm just going to apply that right on top of my cheekbones. And then straight down the center of my nose. Alright guys, so that's it. If you want to do like a dark lip or anything, do that. I mean, I don't really wear dark lips day to day, so, you know, I didn't want to do that at my wedding. But I did define my lips with the Sublime Culture, or no, what did I use? I used the Subculture. Either one, it's not going to be that much of a difference. But I used the Subculture. I did it, I filled in my entire lip area. I lined them and I filled them in. And then I used High Tea, which is one of my favorite colors by MAC. This is my favorite. I actually wore that combo on my wedding day, but I used these pretty ones. I'm going to always save these. I don't use these because I like to save what's left. But this was from the holiday collection last year. I wore a lot of lipstick. It was like brand new when I got married. And then I used this Honorable on top, which is a really pretty gloss, but they don't have it anymore. For a gloss that's similar, you could use Luminary Luster Glass. You don't even have to put a gloss over it. If you do, you can just apply it very lightly. So that's it. I hope it was helpful. And like I said, you know, take these tips into consideration. This isn't the way that you're supposed to wear your makeup on your wedding day or anything, but it's how I wore mine, and hopefully you can take some of the tips and tricks and make it into a look that's your own. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll talk to you all very soon. And yeah, bye.